Welcome back to the Skyfall sessions. First things first, I'm not happy, of course. Kamala Harris has lost the election to Donald Trump in the biggest upset of my life in terms of politics. I was somewhat upset with Hillary Clinton, but I didn't really like her. I never wanted Donald Trump to be in. Then he got in and he proved that he is the fascist that I thought he was, and has since then doubled down on his actions and become even far more extreme. And yet, America still chose a rapist, fascist, felon, criminal to run the country over a qualified candidate who sought to pull the country back together through love, peace, and honesty. I truly believe that Kamala Harris was working to bring the American people together. And yet the country, in my opinion, ignorantly, and yes, at this point, after 4 years of Trump already, stupidly elected Donald Trump to be our president again. Mind you, this is after he said he wanted to be a dictator for a day. If you look at the lines between Hitler and Trump, their careers are not so different. Go look it up yourself if you deign to do so. I'm going to go ahead and let Felon take the rest of this away. I have a feeling that he thinks similar things to what I think. But no, I am not happy. I know there's going to be a bunch of Trump supporters in my comments leading hateful things, proving my point. Because why would you vote for somebody so hateful if you weren't hateful to some extent yourself? Now, I'm not saying that every Trump supporter is a bad person. I'm not saying that every Trump supporter is evil. I am saying that every Trump supporter in some way has been either misled, is ignorant, stupid, or they are actually evil. Evil because they choose themselves and their interest over that of women's rights, themselves and their interest over that of the economic stability of the country, themselves over that of the Constitution. And I just can't be okay with that. This is not a regular election. This is not the typical Democrat loses to Republican. This is true qualified leader losing to a wannabe dictator. That's what this is. Anyways, that being said, I will not stop doing what I do. I know that Felon won't stop doing what he does. I know that Kamala Harris herself won't stop doing what she does. We will continue to fight. This too shall pass. Trump supporters, if you would like to prove me wrong in the comments, leave some encouraging words. Tell me why Trump will be good for the country rather than attacking me. Otherwise, continue to do what you do and prove who you really are.
Well, so much for the blue wall of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Donald Trump has officially secured enough electoral college votes to win the 2024 presidential election, which I'm sure at this point, everybody already knew that. That doesn't make it sting any less, and it doesn't make it easier to take, but it is unfortunately the reality that we are now living in. And unlike in 2016, Donald Trump is not just winning because of the Electoral College. He did, in fact, win the popular vote as well.
Which shows me how misogynistic and racist the country is. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm not saying that you voted for Trump because you're misogynistic and racist. You could be doing it because you're selfish or you're ignorant. I am, however, saying that there are definitely swaths of people who voted for Trump knowing that he is against women, won't protect women's rights, and knowing that he is racist and doesn't care about black, brown, or people who are not white.
At least as of right now, I know there's still votes to count, but it's looking like Donald Trump won it all. And Republicans also took back the Senate. So Donald Trump is going into office. Again, he has secured the Electoral College votes. This is not up for discussion. This is not an opinion. This is just what happened. He will be the next president. And Republicans will control the Senate, which means that every single judicial appointee from Donald Trump is going to be fast-tracked to get confirmed. So Clarence Thomas, I do believe, will likely resign or retire, I guess it would be called, in the next few months once Donald Trump takes office so that Trump can replace him with somebody who's 40 years old with no legal experience at all, possibly Judge Eileen Cannon. And then we might see the same thing happen with Samuel Alito. So Trump is probably going to have at least one, possibly two Supreme Court appointments during this second term, and he's not going to have any trouble getting them through with a Republican-controlled Senate. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, folks. The big problem, of course, as we all know, is the threat of the creeping authoritarianism, Project 2025 and all of that.
Right. Hopefully Project 2025 gets somehow cut. I don't know how it would if he controls essentially everything. But yeah, this is a very real issue. This is authoritarianism. This is fascism. In case you're wondering what fascism is, it is the consolidation and centralization of power to the point where nobody can tell you no. It undermines the three legs of government that are supposed to be the courts, the president, and Congress. Right? So with him controlling all of these things, with him saying that he wants to be a dictator, with him having a mindset of nationalism and white nationalism, we're in for a Jim Crow future. That's what this is. He's already done some of that in his other presidency, and he's going to further that this time. He's going to be more unhinged. He's already shown that he is more unhinged. This is a terrible upset.
They got everything they wanted. The American people gave them that. They didn't have to steal it. The voters just said, yeah, here you go, do it. I'm not angry at Donald Trump today, believe it or not. I'm not angry at J.D. Vance. I'm not angry at the Republicans who won the Senate. I'm not happy about any of those things, but I'm not angry at them. My anger today is directed at the American voters. And I have been on social media for about the last 24 hours. I got about 90 to 120 minutes of sleep last night. A little unhappy, a little unpleasant right now. But let me tell you, it's the voters. I'm not going to sit here and say that Vice President Kamala Harris ran a bad campaign. I don't think she ran a bad campaign.
Campaign was excellent.
But now, all the fucking Monday morning quarterbacks out there on Twitter on the left, like, oh, well, she ran a horrible campaign. Yeah, it was just awful. It was terrible. It was bad. I mean, shut the F up.
Yeah.
Just shut the F up. Like, that's all I'm asking y'all to do. Enough with the Monday morning quarterbacking. The campaign was not horrible.
Yeah.
She was doing rallies. She was giving interviews. She kicked Trump's ass during that debate.
Well, this is why it's such an upset. She was beating him in every conceivable way, without votes. And then somehow the Trump cults came out of the woodwork, and now he's president again.
What more did you want from her? She ran a good campaign, as good as could be run, given the very short time frame she had. This, I do not think, is on her.
No.
This is on the American public.
Yes.
And of course, by extension, this is on the media, whose job it is to inform the public.
Right.
They're not out there hyping up the jobs reports. They're not out there telling these people, hey, inflation is actually a lot lower. We're back down to normal.
Right. We live in a place in America where people can literally lie, and then the media will grade somebody as stupid as Trump on a curve to make what he says sound viable in some way. It's not viable. The Republican Party was lying about the economy.
Now, the media wouldn't push those narratives, would they? Because that would be seen as biased.
Right.
So the media dumbs down the public, and a dumbed down public pushes us even further to idiocracy.
Yep.
That is now the country that we are living in.
Yeah, it's a country of idiots at this point. Obviously, everybody's not an idiot. I'm not saying every Trump supporter is an idiot either, but that was a stupid choice. Trump is not going to do anything to help you unless you're one of his rich billionaire donors or own some giant company. And maybe you are. But that's not the only people who voted for him based on the numbers. With him winning the popular vote, this was a landslide like I have never seen. I thought it would be a landslide in the opposite direction. Apparently, I was wrong. This is the red tsunami or whatever they were talking about before, and it's actually happened, and it's like a nightmare. I fear for the future of the country. I fear for women and their rights. I fear for history. Just maintaining actual history for people like myself who are black, and some of that history being revisionist because somebody wants to take a non-existent critical race theory out of schools. I am worried about so many things right now, and yet all the bros, the Trump bros, are just saying, yeah, Trump won, without any real idea of what that means for them. All it means for them is they get to feel good because their candidate won. But is he gonna better their lives? No. Does he have a plan? No. Is he going to do something about foreign policy? No. Is he going to do something about housing? No. Is he going to do something about people's economic issues? No. He doesn't have any policies that will better American people's lives. Kamala Harris didn't have perfect policies, but she had a hell of a lot more than he did, and they were solid. They were foundational. Tim Walz is an actual progressive. He wanted to run on things like paid family leaves, which polls at 84% in our country, and yet you guys voted them away. That's where we are. This is the state of America now. Hope you guys are happy. Trump supporters, Republicans, conservatives. I hope you're happy, and maybe you will be. Maybe when you see the hateful rhetoric, you'll be more happy because maybe some of you are just that evil. Anyways, I'm out. You guys can like and subscribe if you like. Like I always say, new channel. I really not in the greatest spirits to promote right now, but I'll be better in a few days and we will prevail. Peace out.